Hey everybody, how's it going? I haven't made a tier list video in a long time. I'm gonna make a big comprehensive one of like all the cards in the game in a little bit, but for right now, I want to do a little bit of a video breaking down all the content in the all-stars of the franchise program. This is all the big cards. I mean, there's some henchmen here that are really good. That's gonna be a little bit of a budget beast video later on, but overall gonna be breaking down in each division what cards you should go after, who are the best cards of this content drop, and also sticking on this division for a second. Via the entire program, you can pick up to 3 cards for free if you grind the whole program out from every division. So I will also be saying, like, who are your 3 picks for each division? Let's start things off in, honestly, one of the weaker divisions of this content drop. Reliever for the Diamondbacks, Joe MANTIPLY. 4 pitch mix, 103 hit per 9. One thing I always recommend you do when you're looking at a pitcher on PlayStation, R3, on Xbox, whatever the joystick on the right side is, but look at their control, look at their break on the pitches as well. High control, high break on the sinker and circle change, curveball a little bit. But MANTIPLY, a lefty reliever. I mean, we need him really bad, but I don't love the mix here. There's some relievers later on in the program that I like a lot more than Joe here, but I would end up picking him out of this division of my 3 cards. Second card I'd go after would be CJ Cron. The power's in the play, the contact's nice, but more than anything, he's a fantastic swing, and he can play left field and right field on top of first base, but the speed's terrifying. I mean, like, Cron in my eyes is a god tier card to get in BR. I don't really look at him as a ranked first baseman per se. I mean, especially with Frank, some other guys that you could have right now, but CJ Cron is still one of the better cards of this division. Now, I know the 76 power is awful on versus right-handed pitching, but I'm not going to completely write him off because you have to consider the lefty meta that we have in the game, and having 125 power versus that meta is great. But I mean, one of the things and unfortunate highlights of this content drop is that there's a lot of like outlier stats that just make you go like, man, we almost had a great card, and we almost had a great card in Machado here. Now, one of the saving graces on Machado, like many other cards, is that he has a laundry list of quirks, and we want to look at active quirks. So you have performs better when runners are on base. That PCI will get bigger when runners are on base. He has Road Warrior, Night Player, 2 strikes as well, excelling at hitting breaking balls, so that's another big part of it. And then driving a runner in from third with less than 2 outs. So there's a lot of active quirks on Manny that make me not exactly ready to write him off, and I have him as my 3rd guy go-to in the division. 2 quick guys to write off right away. Gonsolin and Rodon just flat out don't have a good mix. Don't have a good enough mix to play online. I'm going to give them a shot just because I have to, but I would avoid these guys for sure. Going to the NL Central, keep number 1. It might be the best starter released from this program. If you guys have the live series Burns, you're going to love this card. I mean, I have him, and I love that card as well. But 107 hit per 9. Again, when I say hit per 9, this is one of the 2 stats that matter the most on a starter and a reliever. I'll talk about one later on in the video that also is the latest YouTube video, Sandy Alcantara. If you guys have not watched that last video on the channel, I know you guys will enjoy it. But hit per 9 is the center PCI, otherwise known as like the main PCI you look at for feedback. K per 9 affects the outer PCI. So a high K per 9, a high hit per 9 is gonna be the smallest PCI for your opponent possible. Inner PCI hit per 9, 107. It's decent for this time of the year. You parallel 5 of them, it's great. But cutter, sinker, slider, 3 pitches that I love to have on every card. I love the no primary force or no four seam on here. I love that it's just like, bam, we're gonna hit you with everything that's moving. It's gonna be a great card. Sticking with starters, another guy that I'm not like super high on compared to Burns because he has a 4-pitch mix, but Luis Castillo is gonna be great. And he also has outlier 2, so that means the 2nd pitch on the list will have outlier, so that would be the sinker. Then he also has decent break in every pitch too, so Castillo would be one of my 3 guys that pick from this division as well. And then finally, Paul Goldschmidt only has first base. He, as you see right here, no secondary positions, but Paul Goldschmidt, I really like his swing. I think you know, proper answer to the lefty meta. Like we mentioned, 125 contact, 100 power, they'll definitely play. You're playing him at first base, obviously. Now, the thing that comes up, and one of the beauties of MLB The Show is that you might have 99 Frank. You might be like, now, why on earth would I ever consider playing 97 Paul Goldschmidt. He's worse than Frank is on paper. The beauty of MLB The Show is that if you like someone's swing a little bit more, every right to use them. I like Goldie's swing more than Frank's, so I personally am a big fan of Goldschmidt. You should maybe try him out. Guys that I'm not as excited for, Wilson Contreras to me, with the catchers that we have presently in the game right now. I know Contreras is an absolute demon versus lefties, but I still view Joe Mauer as the best catcher in the game. And I still will use Contreras and give him a shot, but looking to me like nothing more than a bench bat. And then another thing with pitchers is that they got to have a good mix to play. You see the K per 9, hit per 9 are great on Bednar, but fastball, curveball splitter is not going to cut it. So Bednar is an L as well. Going to the NL East, I'm going to talk about one L right away. It's 10:23 p.m. right now. We're waiting on the home run derby cards to come out. Juan Soto won the home run derby, and his home run derby card is going to be better than this card. So enjoy the like 6 hours that this card was in the meta, if it even was. That contact first left was awful anyway. This card will not see usage at all. The home run derby Soto is what you should be going after, so don't grab this one. Highlight of the last YouTube video. I won't spoil too much on Sandy because you should definitely watch that to find out how well I liked him. Next, another keep is going to be Bryce Harper in that division. He's always got a butter smooth swing. He's got over 100 contact both sides. A very rare sighting on cards in this drop so far is like very good contact versus both sides of the ball. So to me, in case anyone was wondering, anything above 80 power is enough to hit a home run to me. I feel like that's kind of the threshold that you should look at for home run hitting. Like Jackie Robinson's card just came out, over 80 power, 125 contact. That's money at second base. Harper in right field, are there better cards? Yeah. Am I a big Bryce Harper fan? Yeah. And then he also has some very good active quirks as well. So you'll definitely want to look at these on every card that you end up using because some of them are crazy. Not as crazy as Machado, but still pretty crazy. Edwin Diaz, I want to write this card off really bad, and I still kind of am, but fastball slider, would have loved to see a changeup on here. I know he doesn't throw one in real life, but would have loved to see that anyway. The per nines and his... I'm a little bit intrigued by his per nines, but I'm not saying he's a W because only a 2-pitch mix is not going to get you very far. Honestly, this might be the best card of the entire content drop. You get him parallel 1, he'll have 110 contact on both sides. He's got that power, like I mentioned, that'll play. He's got diamond fielding. He's got good speed. The only thing that's a little bit lackluster, and again, we always sit here saying there's like one stat on all these cards, just a little bit meh. The arm talent on Swanson might get you in a little bit of trouble at short. You parallel him up enough, he'll be close to 80 arm talent, but Swanson might be one of my favorite cards, if not my favorite card from this drop here. Now let's talk the AL West, and Julio Rodriguez finishes the second finalist in the home run derby, and this is a 97. So I think that the home run derby winner is going to be a 98, so I think the runner-up is going to be a 97. If I'm wrong and Julio's runner-up card's a 98, then this card obviously falls down a little bit. But another thing to note as well is that the home run derby cards are going to have near max power and hopefully 90, 95, maybe 100 contacts. So that does mean they're going to sacrifice a little bit of the defense and speed. So as of right now, Rodriguez is a keep. I love this card, but I want to wait and see what the home run derby card looks like to kind of react to it. It's super unfortunate that the cover athlete and arguably the most exciting player in Major League Baseball has such a bad card in this game. We went from, it felt like being advertised that Ohtani could play both ways and be a two-way player and, you know, do everything he can in DD, but now, you know, we know that's not the case. We know he can only pitch. He's got good hitting stats like his live series does as well, but it's just, I don't know, man. It feels like if you have the live series Ohtani, there really is like virtually no reason to pick this card up. So I'm really not excited about this 97 Ohtani at all. Justin Verlander, same issue that I talked about in my Alcantara video. 75K per 9 is foul ball prison. And also, last year we had a no-hitter Verlander. He had a sinker. It's just like I'm not fully saying this program is an L, but a lot of these cards just have vital stats that are significantly lower than they should be. Like, if they put 75 on, you know, pitching clutch. I mean, homer per nine is a stat that does not matter. They only look at hit per nine and K per nine. This isn't MLB 19 anymore, where home run per nine matters. But unfortunately, like, I just don't know on Verlander, man. Like, I'm not ready to write him off, but no sinker, bad K per nine. Ugh. Conversely, a guy I'm a little bit more intrigued by. K per nine still not great, but he does have sinker cutter. He's got a 12-6 curveball as well. You might be able to pair that really well with the circle change. The speed differentials are not phenomenal in this card, but good enough for me to give him a shot. Paul Blackburn. And then finally, Martin Perez, another victim of the K per nine machine. He is a lefty, though. We've been talking a lot of righty starters, and you know, when we're thinking about the meta shifting a little bit, I think with the more righty starters in the game, we're going to see some more left-handed bats in lineups again. So Martin Perez could be the perfect answer to that. Of this division, though, I know my webcam's in a weird spot, but I would keep Julio Rodriguez, Blackburn, and Martin Perez for right now. But again, we're going to wait and see what happens with the home run derby, Julio Rodriguez. Going to the American League Central, and a guy who got an all-star card last year, Gregory Soto. We were in dire need of lefty relievers like always, and this guy consistently answers a call every year. I even love this bronze card. So 95 Soto instantly in my bullpen. Also with outlier, also with decent per nine, Soto definitely. My next keep is a really interesting card in Andrew Benintendi. This is much, much better than most Benintendi cards I'm used to seeing. Now, I did mention that I consider 80 power to be the threshold. I say keep because of the astounding contact and the well-rounded defense and speed in the corner outfield, and he's 5'9", so a much, like, usually why guys like Altuve are so fun is the smaller a player is, the smaller the strike zone is, less you have to command as a batter. So Benintendi, very intriguing. Again, I'm going to be posting gameplays like crazy, so I'll have a much like more thorough review like Alcantara, whose video again posted. Go check out the last video on Alcantara. But this is just face value prognosticating. I haven't used their cards yet. That's what these next couple days are going to be for me. But Benny looks really good. Tim Anderson, so like if I had to choose between Dansby Swanson and Tim Anderson, I'm taking Dansby Swanson 100%. I'll take the more well-rounded card. I know he's got 100 power versus left, but 67 power versus right is just flat out not going to play. Unless they give some secret boost to his exit velo, I mean, you're not going to hit very many home runs, and with the righty starters coming to the game, it's going to be very difficult. So I'm not a big fan of Tim Anderson. I think Andres Gimenez cards always have a really good swing, and if we go to his quirk list too, he doesn't have a great amount of quirks. So I'm not fully sold on saying Gimenez is not great, but I love his swing. I'm going to give him a shot, but again, that power showing up there. And again, we got to talk about the number one card on this whole content drop. Man, I'm a diehard Twins fan. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to sit me down in a room and have a real conversation with me. I have no idea how this is a 97 overall. It looks like the scalar weight on vision, discipline, and clutch matter a ton, because I just... Now, I knew when Arise got announced. Like, I wanted Buxton. It would have been great. I'm excited about Arise anyway. I'm going to use him regardless, but right when I saw these stats, I just... It's tough, man. For a 97 Arise, and also, you know, there might be Twins fans watching. I'm not sure, but it really feels like the last 3 years of, you know, cards on the All-Star break. It's just, it feels like Twins cards have been bad for a long time at the All-Star break. So hopefully one of these years we get a good one. If not, hopefully Buxton has a good All-Star game tomorrow. We get a good Buxton card. Rounding things off in the AL East, in a card that I initially thought was going to be just dreadful, and I could not be more wrong now, is JD Martinez. Very plus contact, a decent swing, power that'll play, and he's the potential at parallel 3 to get gold fielding in left field. I literally don't know where this came from, but JD Martinez actually looks really, really good, and I did not think he was going to. Shane McClanahan, really instant cut here. Mix is awful. You got to have a good mix as a starter. I mean, I talked about Diaz being intriguing because of his per nines, but you either got to have the best per nines of all time, or you got to have a good mix, and McClanahan is neither. We're going to pass. Alejandro Kirk is an interesting card, because if I had to use Kirk or Contreras, I'm taking Contreras. One, because he can play left field, but two, Kirk's swing is really odd, man. I'm not a big fan of it. Jorge Lopez just got a card in the monthly program, but here he goes, getting another card again. A 5-pitch mix. I'm always a really big fan of 5-pitch mix, guys, especially out of the bullpen. 120 hit per 9, chance to have 100K per 9 at parallel 3. I mean, I like the Lopez card earlier. I do think his mix, or his delivery rather, a little bit easy to read, but I'm not writing off Lopez. I'll definitely give him a shot. Now we get to potentially one of, if not the best BR cards of all time in Aaron Judge. That contact first left is really dreadful. So when I talk about cards that'll play, Aaron Judge on Hall of Fame and lower is absolutely without question a viable starter in your lineup. If you were going to start Aaron Judge in a legend game of ranked seasons, I think you got to have him, man, like parallel 4, parallel 5. You got to get all the help you can on that contact first left. And also, if you get a parallel 5, they'll have over 120 power both sides. So Aaron, and they'll have 100 contact first right. So you get him parallel enough, and Aaron Judge will be a very good looking card. But as it stands right now, a little bit scared of that contact first left. But I'll be grinding this program out all week on my Twitch channel. If you guys, again, have not followed that, link in the description below. But videos, I'm trying to pump them out as fast as I can. I'm on summer break right now before I go back to teaching. And I feel like I'm starting to get a vibe on YouTube a little bit. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys like the video, please like the video, obviously. And then comment some of your favorite cards from the future base all-star. Any words. All-star of the franchise program in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.